What's up, Motor Brats? It's Spiritual God here, and welcome back to my channel after 3 goddamn months. And I want to apologize that I just told you guys I was gonna take a short break. I want to 20 days, but it got extended for a month, then 2 months, then 3 months. But I'm not gonna make excuses. But still, and so because of my final exams, I was able to clear it pretty easily. And I'm currently in college right now, and the sessions have started. If you guys are interested in my personal life, and if not, then I'm sorry. Anyways, I have really made really good what ifs. Topics right now, and this is going to be one of them, which is Harry Potter what if. Now, I know the Harry Potter what if is not received as well as my other what ifs, but I like Harry Potter, man. It's just a fan of mine, and so I'm gonna make it. And as I said before in my video, I do not. I'm not making videos for you guys. I just want to make videos so my brain could be cleared, and I just make videos just for fun. So if you really want to stay here, you can stay here. Like, share, subscribe, do the necessary stuff. And if you don't, I can understand. But I think this is my Harry Potter what if. But anyways, I'm taking way too long into the intro. But I just wanted to apologize for taking 3 months. But now I'm back with new uploads ready to go. And if you guys are hearing my voice differently than normal, it's because I have like a ear pod now, and I'm using that ear pod to record myself. So maybe I'll try to edit as much as I can, but you know me, I'm still an asshole in these situations. I'm still dumb as hell. But anyways, I really like to blab for me. Can we take in the fact that I like to blab? And god damn, it feels nostalgic. But anyways, thank you for waiting, and here we go. So without any further ado, let's get watching. Topic, you guys might have understand what it means, but I'll explain it. What if Harry got the prophecy earlier? Now, how early are we talking about? Is he gonna receive the prophecy like just after coming to Hogwarts, or somewhere else? And before you guys understand, the prophecy was revealed to Harry at the end of fifth year, or mostly after he took his OWL exams. So, if you want to make sure that Harry gets the prophecy before, the knowledge about the prophecy before, we need to have a realistic situation as possible. Because I'm not just gonna draw, have like baby Harry remember his whole childhood where his parents were talking about the prophecy or some bullshit like that. I'm not gonna do that because that is very unrealistic, and that just doesn't make sense. How the hell do you think a 1-year-old kid could remember stuff? Come on, that guy doesn't even remember his mom's face until Dementors came, man. But anyways, I'm just talking a lot. But anyways, the story would start off with the fourth year, or the end of the fourth year, specifically after the third task, where Harry is kidnapped by the portkey or the potkey, whatever you want to call it. And I'm gonna butcher some pronunciation, so sorry about that beforehand. Anyways, as I said, he's going to be teleported to from Hogwarts to. So he got portkeyed from Hogwarts to Little Hangleton, where Tom Riddle Senior's bones were there, where the ritual held place, and then the ritual was taken place where Peter Pettigrew did the ritual. I mean, you guys must have seen Harry Potter, at least read the books, or at least seen the movie. So I think you would know what the hell is happening. And if you don't, like, seriously, why the hell are you guys watching a what if without even knowing the original source material? Because what ifs are basically different kind of fan fictions from the original material. Anyways, as I was blabbering about, the ritual takes place, Voldemort comes back, and this is where things start to change. And realistically possible, Harry would be fed up of Voldemort coming behind him over and over again. I mean, the first year it came in, sure, that was a coincidence. But the second year also, he also fought him. And then he fought him in his childhood, and now he's fighting him again. Harry's fed up, and he asks Voldemort, why? Why is Voldemort coming after him? For this, Voldemort is first confused about what Harry's asking, but then he starts laughing in a slimy voice, sneaky voice. and he controls his love and then explains to Harry, Dumbledore didn't tell you anything, did you? Now, for this, Harry would be confused like, what did Dumbledore want to tell to me? What did Dumbledore want to tell me? Again, Voldemort would laugh and he would explain. It seems that he didn't tell you about the prophecy then, Potter. Now, this is where Harry would be confused. Prophecy. There's this little voice in his head is explaining to him something that he and Voldemort are connected on a much more deeper level, but he just puts that voice away from for now. But Voldemort continues. It seems that you don't know the prophecy then. Then allow me to enlighten you, Potter. So, anyways, Voldemort then says the entire prophecy, which is the one with the power to vanquish the Dark Lord approaches, born to those who have thrice defiled him, born as the seventh one dies. Now, this is where Harry completely gets shocked because he didn't know a prophecy was made, and he can put two and two together to understand what the fuck it means. I mean, come on, the one with the power to vanquish the Dark Lord approaches, born to those who have thrice defined him, and born as the seventh month dies. And Harry's birthday is on July. It's on July 31st. Yeah, July 31st. And that is the day the day dies. As the prophecy states, that is the day when the entire goddamn thing dies. Now, Voldemort, when he heard about this, Voldemort seeks two. He will figures out two people. But anyways, let me go to the main thing. I'm not going to explain what really happened in the canon storyline. But anyways, Voldemort then says, well, after my spy, who heard it from Dumbledore, who heard the prophecy from whoever was saying it to Dumbledore, he informed me. And as I, the genius mastermind that I am, figured out two possible candidates. Number one is you. And number two is a kid named Longbottom. Now this completely takes Harry off guard. Okay, he understood he kind of understands what the situation he's in right now. The fact that prophecies name about him, but the option was also in Neville, which would make sense since Neville was also. I'm sorry, not Neville, it's Neville, if I'm not wrong. But Neville was born on 30th July, just before Harry. And these are the two people which are named to the prophecy holders. Now, this completely takes Harry off guard and he does not know what to think. But Voldemort continues. Well, I had a chance to, go to you or go to the Longbottom kid. But I choose you because you are a half-blood, just like me, rather than a pure-blood boy named Neville. As that's why I chose you. But your whore of a mother put on a sacrifice, which, you know what happened. But now, Potter, I can touch you. The prophecy that your whore of a mother made, the prediction that your whore of a mother made, is null. And after this, Harry and Voldemort have their epic duel where the finite incantium, it's called Priori Incantium, while Harry is able to escape, where Harry and Voldemort's wands are connected, and Harry is able to escape while physically unscathed, with the exception of his arms slit open, with the body of Cedric Diggory, as well as the emotional toll of watching a classmate murdered. His arm bleeding, Voldemort slicing off half his own Wormtail slicing off his own hand, and Voldemort be reborn. Now this is where things change. This is where things change. Now Harry still comes back to Hogwarts and warns them about Voldemort back, which leads to Bodyguard Jr. dragging Harry to his compartment where he reveals what had happened. Anyways, Well, Harry tries to tell Dumbledore what had happened, but Harry is taken away by Moody while Dumbledore and Fudge are busy with Cedric's parents. Now, Moody takes Harry to his office where Harry sits in shock, and Moody gives him a potion to bring him around. As Moody probes Harry for information, Harry explains Voldemort and Voldemort reveals and such to Moody, but well, in the entire you could say entire situation where Moody reveals Harry about Harry that and all stuff, and then Moody tries to attempt to kill Harry to please what is his name, Voldemort, but but before he has a chance, Dumbledore would burst in to stun him, and Dumbledore then tells Harry that Alistair Moody is not Alistair Moody but Barty Crouch Jr. You know the whole interaction going on, but still Barty Crouch Jr. would explain with versatilism or the truth seeking portion or whatever it's called, versatilism as it's called or something, I don't know. Yeah, veritaserum. Yeah, veritaserum. Yeah, that's called. That's it's called veritaserum, where Bartigo Junior explains everything, and Bartigo Junior is killed by the Dementors, which first brings Harry is sent back to the Dursleys without explaining anything. Basically, he just shuts the hell up about the prophecy because his mind cannot accept the fact that he and Voldemort are mortal enemies because of a fucking prophecy. He can't accept the fact, you know. So, Harry does the one same thing he does: shut the hell up and not think about this. So, when Dumbledore inquires what had happened during the when Harry is sent to the hospital wing, he just explains the basic cover story where Voldemort is back, Voldemort uses blood, and blah blah blah. All that jazz happens, and Harry is sent. And after that, well, Cedric Diggory is announced to death. Voldemort is announced to be back, and then Harry is shipped after the Dursleys. Hooray! But this is where a humongous change comes in. Harry comes back to the Dursleys, and the weeks pass by, and especially just 2 weeks, because these 2 weeks are very important to change the entire timeline as a whole. Now, this timeline, Harry knows what the prophecy entails, the entire situation concerning the prophecy, except for who told Dumbledore. But Harry's not going to ask who told Dumbledore because Harry realizes that Dumbledore was hiding this from him. So, anyways, Harry starts after he comes, his brain just reboots and the information becomes much more clearer. So he starts thinking about everything, the entire prophecy, and that would make sense, But he didn't know why his parents used the Felidius charm, basically the charm which casts a whole protective area where people can't find you until your secret keeper blurts it out or something. But yeah, that's the Felidius charm. But this explains Harry why his parents were in the Felidius charm. But this also brings up an important question. Neville, who is the second so-called prophecy name, is he were his parents also in Felidius charm or what? He doesn't know the entire circumstances, so he takes a notebook, spare notebook, and he starts writing the important clues. He starts writing everything, the information that he currently knows and got from Voldemort, which is kind of weird to think that his information source is from Voldemort, because that's kind of weird as hell to Harry, because Harry is like the sworn enemy, or Voldemort is like his sworn enemy or something. But anyways, I'm blabbering. So Harry would write down everything in a notebook, and after that he would try to piece together. There would things that would make sense why the Potters went under the Felidius charm, because because Dumbledore warned them, because he would figure out that they would have understood that Voldemort was targeting them, because according to Voldemort or Tom Marval or Riddle, whatever you want to call him, Voldemort told Harry that according to the prophecy, there are the kid who's born with the parents who defiled Voldemort thrice or well, the Potter, and as well as the long bottoms, it seems. So, well, it seems that Dumbledore, because Dumbledore is the only one that knows the prophecy, supposedly, except for Snape, except for Voldemort and his Death Eaters. I mean, Harry does not know Snape is a Death Eater until, I mean, I think Harry knows. I don't know. I think that was like a major statement before or after, but still, he doesn't know how. Like Snape was the one who told Voldemort about the prophecy, which led to the entire fucking situation. But anyways, Harry kind of figures out what the hell is going on. It's like understandable why the hell is going on. Now, this kind of makes Harry indifferent, not indifferent. Basically, it makes Harry different in the sense that he fucking hates, loathes, is disgust, pissed, enraged, everything that comes with angry and not wanting category. Harry is currently is right now at prophecy. He does not want to prophecy. So the first thing that he does after not trying to talk to Hermione and Ron to give him some information which they don't give, obviously, because Dumbledore thinks in his old mind that Harry shouldn't receive information because he wants to protect Harry's innocence, as well as the fact that he doesn't want Harry's connection with Voldemort to interfere with the information that Harry's been given. I'm blabbering a lot, am I? But anyways, as I was saying, Harry would owl McGonagall for a change of classes. He would just simply say that he does not have time to do prophecies because those are stupid shit. I mean that he thinks that is the good excuse, and he really wants to tell about the prophecy to Hermione and Ron, but something's stopping him, and that something is Cedric's death, which he experiences every night. Cedric came between Harry and Voldemort just because he met him. Anyone can be dragged into this fight between him and Voldemort. That is proof of his parents, Ginny, I mean, yeah, Ginny, Quirrell, uh, then Cedric. Now, ever he does not want them to and get entitled with it. And Cedric didn't even know the damn prophecy. But now, Voldemort does. Now Harry knows the prophecy, and if he tells his friends, they would know the prophecy, and they would purposefully get in the way of him and Voldemort, and that would get them hurt, and he does not want that. So he would not tell them the prophecy. So you just keep it to himself, which is a very big deal for Harry because he likes to keep secrets to himself, which is not that big of a deal. But anyways, I'm blabbering a lot. Well, where I was, yeah, Harry asks McGonagall to for a change in classes instead of prophecy is going to be arithmetic. Now let me explain what the hell arithmetic is. If you don't know what that is, arithmetic is basically math for magic. It's like, for example, take a spaceship. You have to calculate the mass, velocity, and blah blah blah. You have to calculate the mass, the velocity, and the amount of time it takes to circulate the Earth. All of that jazz is needed by calculations. Just like that, the amount of magic you expel, the amount of distance it covers, the amount of uh, I think projectiles it covers or something like that. I don't know the entire situation, but I can get the gist of it. I think you get the gist of it, right? Basically, arithmetic is max of magic, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's basically math of magic. You have quadratic formulas. I don't know. But anyway, after this is given, McGonagall does accept it, but there's a condition. He needs to give a test to figure out that he is ready for the test because Harry has been missing for 2 years. I mean, classes for 2 years. If he takes arithmetic, he would have no knowledge about it. But that's when someone contacts him. Hermione. Now, how the hell does Hermione even get the goddamn information? Simple. Harry contacts McGonagall. McGonagall tells it to Dumbledore. Dumbledore tells it to Harry. The entire fucking order. And due to the order knowing that Harry wants to change into arithmetic, Fred and George get to know about it. Fred and George tell it to the entire group, that being Ginny, Ron, and Hermione, which would lead into Hermione getting the information, which would lead to her contacting Harry, and even Ron would contact Harry. Ron would basically explain why the hell Harry's changing the course. Harry would just simply say, well, Voldemort is back. He ain't gonna do shit in prophecy. He needs to fight. Which would make sense for Ron because, well, he has come with Harry's adventures after all. And it would make sense why Harry would want to prepare for his fucking save his life. And he would accept it. Now, Hermione would be way too happy about this because finally she can have someone who would be in her class, who's her friend. So she would like immediately send her notes to Harry, by Owl, of course, Hedwig for the best. But anyways, Harry would receive Hermione's notes, which he would hide from the Dursleys since he doesn't want the Dursleys to rip off it since it's Hermione's book. But anyways, Harry starts learning arithmetic like couple of days in after he gets gets shipped into the Dursleys. So, anyways, Harry starts learning arithmetic, which is pretty hard if you deal with, but Harry has fucking motivation. He knows the prophecy. He knows what is at stake. His friends and family members. Not he does not have family, but yeah, his friends and their family members. So Harry would basically drag him, and he would not ask for information though, because he would understand if he drags them into this goddamn battle, which he and Voldemort are gonna have someday. Because come on, Harry fought Voldemort 4 fucking times when he was 1 years old, 11 years old, 12 years old, and now 14 years old. The only year that Harry did not fight Voldemort was when he was 13 years old, but that was the entire past catching up to present timeline situation. Anyways, as I was saying, what was I saying by the way? What I was saying, Harry does not want his friends and their families to get in danger to bring Voldemort. Anyways, I was saying the past, present time situation in the third year. But yeah, Harry basically, whenever he was in magical world, now that Harry thinks about it, whenever he was in the magical world, he is trying to get killed. Seriously, for not even 1 year has Harry had a peaceful time. The first year, Quirrell, second year, Basilisk, and the memory shard of Tom Riddle. Third year, Dementors and so-called murderous Sirius Black. Fourth year, Triwizard Tournament, and then Voldemort. Now, what's the fifth year gonna be? He does not know, but he's gonna expect things because, well, Voldemort is back and he's gonna be ready for it, So, anyways, Harry does still do chores for the Dursleys. So when he gets time, instead of doing chores, eating and sleeping, he studies. That's what he does. I mean, that's the thing that he can do, So 2 weeks would pass with Harry realizing that he needs to cover up more. This is not, arithmetic is not gonna happen. The chores are a useless job, time waste for him. And also that he has to re-go everything. He has been wasting time in Hogwarts for years. Like the first year, second year, third year, and fourth, he has been wasting his time to fun. Now that he knows that his life is on the line, and other people's lives on the line as well, he needs to get stronger. So Harry gathers his Gryffindor courage and goes to the Dursleys to have a talk. Fortunately for Harry, there's no Dudley in the situation, so he can peacefully talk with the adults. So he would come down the stairs and ask them to open the cupboard so he could get his trunk and do his homework and study. Vernon is completely mad about this, starts talking about freaks and stuff, but Harry just says one thing: Voldemort is back. Now Vernon is confused as Harry would expect it, and he goes to explain, but that's when he sees Petruna's reaction. She is horrified. Her face is as white as a sheet. Now this confuses Harry, and he does not know why the hell Petruna is like this. So, but that's when he hears Petruna say, "Voldemort is back," in her own scary voice. Harry would be confused about how the hell Petruna would know about Voldemort, because Muggles are not supposed to know about the magical world, and Voldemort was a pretty big deal in the magical world. Badly. If I might add. But anyways, Harry would ask Petruna, "How the hell do you know about Voldemort?" And Petrina, not really knowing what she's answering, she would just say that Dumbledore, when Dumbledore sent Harry here, in the letter she explained what Dumbledore explained what Voldemort was. Kind of, basically, he's like a terrorist who killed Lily and James. To Lily, that's what it needs to be done. Has is like the greatest dark wizard of all time and so stuff. This would shock both Harry and Vernon for completely other reasons. Number for Vernon is basically because he did not know this, and it's kind of scared by how Petunia is reacting to this Voldemort creepy fella. And Harry is shocked that Dumbledore told Petunia, and Petunia knows about this. And Harry, realizing that he could gain more information about the conversation between Harry and Dumbledore and Petrona, he would ask, "What else did he tell you?" Petrona, still in a condition, would start talking about wards placed upon the house, but that's when she would realize what she's talking and would shut up. But Harry has listened. He would ask her, "What the hell do you mean?" Petrona does not want to explain what she means, so she tells Harry to get out. But Harry isn't having it. He brings out his wand and shows him, pulls out his wand and asks them again, "What do you mean?" Petrona scared shitless because, come on, think about her situation. She just figured out that she just got to know that Voldemort is bad. That's number one. And number two is that her own nephew is basically threatening her. Come on, man. Yeah, sure, Petrina deserves it, but still, in her own image, she does not deserve anything for this. That's Petrina for you. But anyways, Petrina would be forced to tell what the wards are. Basically, she would explain what the wards are, that being the blood wards, which is used by Harry, so she would explain how the wards work. Basically, while Harry can still call the place where his mother's blood dwells, where Lily's blood dwells, home, therefore she cannot be touched or harmed by Voldemort. Lily shed her blood, but it lives on Petruna as well as Harry. So Lily's blood became Harry's refuge, if you understand. So Harry needs to at least come here once a year to recharge the blood wards, the blood protection that the sacrifice was made. So as long as Harry gets still called home, the Voldemort and his followers Voldemort cannot hurt Harry. Now, this was all given by Dumbledore when he left Harry on her doorstep with the letter. This would completely shock Harry, because it would make sense. This would finally answer how the hell Harry figured out how the hell Harry sent back. Why the hell is Harry sent back the Pelvet Drive over and over and over again? Because this would make sense. Because the blood was the thing that's keeping him safe. But now, it's not. Voldemort can touch him. The protection is useless against Voldemort from now on. So if he knows... Yeah, as I said, this would make sense for Harry because the blood wards are recharged. So he remembers what the blood wards did. The protection that his mom gave him did in the first year itself. And Harry would just walk off. He just walk off to his room, and before he just goes away, he tells them that he's not going to do any chores, which Petrina would not. And he would ask them in his monotone voice, which is telling, to open the lock, and Vernon would do it, even a bit reluctantly. Harry would take his trunk, his firebolt, and all the important stuff back to his room and just completely close it until he would return to the dinner and lunch. This is how the remaining weeks in Pelvet Drive spent. Harry stops doing any chores, and he just eats. He just comes to eat and then goes back to his room. And that's it. That's what Petunia sees of. That's what Petunia, Vernon, and Dudley even sees it. Now, so Harry goes back in his own thought. He would close the door and he would remain silent for a couple of minutes. Then he would take the book, which he has written everything, every information that he currently has, and he would start writing about the Bloodworths too. And this new information would give him some kind of revolution, you could say. It would make sense why Dumbledore did it. So he could also predict that Dumbledore also told his parents to go and go inside the Felicius charm, meaning Dumbledore has been always trying to protect Harry and his family. But since they didn't know that Peter Pettigrew was the secret keeper, and since Peter Pettigrew betrayed the Potters, which led to with James and Lily dead, Harry being alive, he was sent into Petruna with the Bloodworths. Harry would realize that Dumbledore has been doing everything he can to protect him, and he would kind of have you would say, happiness? He doesn't know what this is, but anyways, Harry would focus more. He would understand the real reason of why he would come back to her. Velvet Drive, but he does make a suggestion. He does have an epiphany though. Voldemort can touch him without getting burned. He realizes the prophecy, the protections that Dumbledore has installed upon the Velvet Drive is done. His mother's protection, which has been protecting him for this years, is done. It's useless. Now he is on his own strength. He can't, I could say he can't depend upon his mother's protection anymore. He has to do it on his own. That's why he has even more of a motivation to study. He completely brishes the first year books, second year books, third year books, as well as fourth year books. But he does not do prophecy books. And he also has Hermione's notes upon arithmetic, which he also does for the note. This makes Harry a little way more competent than his canon counterpart. But everything has its own time. Harry decides to get a rest for a day. So he decides to go out in the park, which he does. And he just walks around blindingly, not knowing when to, waiting for the school year to be over so he could go back to Hogwarts and gain more knowledge. He'll still be talking to Hermione and Ron, but he's kind of pissed off at their not giving him information, but he would figure out the most gist of it. Dumbledore might have told them to not give Harry information because, it would make sense, He wouldn't blame it on Dumbledore, but since he would figure out that both Ron and Hermione are on the same place, and even Sirius, he's been contacting with. They have been having normal talks, Instead of Harry wanting information, he just does not ask about it because he does not want to involve other people, especially Sirius. Because Sirius is his only living family left. He does not want to hurt him in any form. And since so many people have died in this prophecy situation, he does not want to involve any people. And it is good that he's being isolated because Dumbledore, he thinks that Dumbledore also recognized this, had to be isolated and drag up all the recharge battery to himself. But anyways, as I was saying, the good luck does not last for long, and Harry walks around and gets hunted by Dementors. Harry still has to protect himself, meaning he would still do the Patronus jump, meaning he would still get expelled from Hogwarts, which means he would still get the notification from Mr. Weasley about Dumbledore handling the situation. And that would still go on. But there's some humongous change gonna go on from here on out. Even before Harry gets the notification. Now when Harry's walking back to the house, he meets Mrs. Fig, who's like the spy for Dumbledore, and she starts blabbering shit, for about Mustingus and the spy who was guarding Harry on on Dumbledore's order. She would start blabbing about him, which would make Harry realize that Dumbledore has put spies on Harry, which would make Harry pissed off. And Harry would ask Fitch, how the hell does she know about all of this? And This is when Fudge would make another slip up. She would say she's been spying for Dumbledore and she would realize what she's saying and she would shut up. But Harry has listened. He has listened. Now, my man has figured it out. I mean, he still hasn't figured it out, but Harry has listened to it. He would ask, "What do you mean?" He remembers Miss Fudge clearly, in fact, because she was there to raise him after all. Not completely raise him, she was there when the Dursleys were not able to take care of him. She took care of him for a day. And now that he learns that Miss Fudge was a squib, it kind of makes him weirded out. And not only that, but she's Dumbledore's spy. That makes him even weirded out. And he literally brings out his wand and threatens Miss Fudge to explain what she's meaning. Miss Fudge, who's scared of magic as it is, has to tell Harry. Now she would explain what the order. She would explain where from where. She would explain that she's from the Order of the Phoenix. No, I don't think Miss Fudge is out from the Order of the Phoenix. She's directly in contact with Dumbledore. I'm sorry. Yeah, Dumbledore. She would explain that she has been put in private drive on the words of Dumbledore to look after Harry, to look after me and make sure that there's no outstanding threat to have like outstanding threat, no outsider threat, sorry, outsider threat, so Harry could live a peaceful life. But Harry would quickly catch on. Do you know about my treatment with the Dursleys? And no, before asking this question, Harry would ask some more questions because he wants the answer to this question. Remember, he would ask, "Does Fig tell everything to Dumbledore?" Fig would say yes. Then he would may ask a confirmation again. Everything. Fidge would again nod. Harry would ask, "So do you know about my treatment with the Dursleys?" Now this would make Fitch flinch. And Harry would have the answer all he needs. He would just shut up and just start walking back to his home and go up and close the door. That's when he would get the owl messages and he would take it. But he would not rage. Oh no, he would not even speak. Just take the letter, get shouted at. No, he would not get shouted at, well, Mrs. Dursley, because they don't know what's going on. Because since there's no Dudley, as I forgot to mention, Dudley and his gang does not mess with Harry because they have been warned by Petrona and Vernon to not mess with Harry, and Dudley being Dudley, well, has to not do it because he does not want to ensnare his mother's wrath upon him. So meaning the Dursley does not get any information about Harry's expulsion. Only Harry gets a message that he's expelled. Then he gets a message from Mr. Weasley that Dumbledore is looking to it, and then the ministry would send a message that the expulsion is cancelled and but he's getting a trial. Not a trial, basically it took for a hearing with Amelia Bones, but that's all. Harry's not even recording all of this. He's focused on one simple thing. He only messages Sirius. He doesn't even message anyone. Not even Sirius. Just forget about that goddamn thing. He doesn't even message anyone. He just sits in his room, in the bed, thinking about his life as a whole. Thinking about how Dumbledore knew what he was going through. But Dumbledore still put it upon himself that Harry would stay in this house. Because Dumbledore thought that Harry's well-being was not important as the blood was. Harry can't make heads or tails about this. He wants to, try to understand Dumbledore. He wants to, support Dumbledore in this situation. He wants to, make an excuse on behalf of Dumbledore, but he just can't. He's getting angrier and angrier because he realizes that Dumbledore knew about his situation with the Dursleys. Yes, but he left him. He does not like this. And he waits. He waits. He just waits. He does not know what the hell he should do. He just waits. And the wait does give some fruit. When the order members, that being Nymphadora Tongs, Mad-Eye Moody, or I forgot what his name was, but Remus Lupin and Kingsley Shackleford and some more other orders come to pick Harry up. Now Harry has the time to think and he has realized a weird conclusion. Why the hell did Dementors attack him? That's the question that he asked after figuring out that Dumbledore is bad for him. Now, why did Harry decide that Dumbledore was bad for him? Because simple. Remember what I said a couple of minutes ago that Harry was reliving his entire life. He started with the first year, and he remembers Ron saying something in the fourth year about Dumbledore putting it in a test, putting the sorcerer, like retrieving the sorcerer's stone as a test for Harry. And as much as he just wants to deny it, it makes sense. It makes sense that about the mirror of Isaac, Dumbledore giving him the map, the cloak of invisibility, everything would make sense. I mean, you could say the protections against the such stones were what? Devil snare, which could be easily passed by a for 1 year old, then to get the key, which would be passed by Harry, then a chess match, which would be passed by Ron, and then Ace is the common sense portion, which would be passed by Hermione because she has the most common sense out of three of them. But Harry would his mind would linger on the Devil's Snare, but why Dumbledore put Devil's Snare on it? And the answer would come in immediately. Neville. This answer would completely shock him because the answer he would not understand, but he would make sense because Neville is like the prodigy of herbology, and Dumbledore would have known that. And since Neville is the other boy talked in the prophecy, according to Voldemort, which still Harry feels weird that his source of information is Voldemort, and it would make sense, And come on, seriously, Harry would realize that the first year was a trial set up by Dumbledore to see if he was brave enough, and it would piss him off. It would really piss him off. And second year, well, can't blame Dumbledore for it mostly, but Dumbledore did suspect him for opening the Chamber of Secrets, which still pisses him off to this day. And the third is Sirius. Now, he really can't do anything about Sirius because Dumbledore did fully believe that Sirius was secret keeper. So he could get, Dumbledore could get a pass to that. But the fourth year, oh no. Fourth year, he had a best friend named Mad-Eye Moody, but he couldn't figure out that he was polyjuiced. Oh no! Not only that, but Dumbledore couldn't even do anything for Harry when his name was out. His name was out for the Triwizard tournament. Yeah, and hell, Dumbledore has the gall to even suspect him, even after knowing the fucking prophecy. Harry realizes that Dumbledore is bad for him. Dumbledore would make sense why Dumbledore would do what he does, but he's manipulating Harry to fulfill the prophecy. And Harry does not like that one bit. And if Dumbledore wants to ignore him, go on. He's gonna ignore Dumbledore. Return favor, motherfucker. Anyway, the order would come and Harry would be confused about why the hell Lupin is here. And he would ask Lupin why the hell Lupin is here, And Lupin would say that they are the Order of the Phoenix and they have been told by Dumbledore to come here, and Harry would be pissed. Pissed for two reasons. Because Dumbledore gets to decide when he leaves and enters the house, and number two, Lupin contacted Harry after all this time on Dumbledore's fucking orders. Harry does mention this though. Now you come here. Now you contact me on Dumbledore's orders. This would completely shock Lupin because he didn't expect this answer because he just thought Harry was going to come with them, and Moody is the one reacting to it. He would say, "We don't have time." And why don't we have time? Harry would ask. Because the teethers are coming, and Harry is, where the hell are the teethers then? They would say, not now. You have to be vigilant. Constant vigilance. And Harry would make a remark which would shut the entire order up and say, where the hell was your constant vigilance when you were stunned at the back of the head, as well as polyjuiced, you ass. And this would shut the entire order up, and also would make Nymphadora Tonks impressed by Harry because, and as well as Kingsley, if you care about him, I guess. But yeah, I mean, come on, think about it. No one was able to shut up Mad-Eye Moody, and Harry just made a one remark and shut him up. Harry would, still agree to come with them, but a lot more reluctant. He would still argue with Moody, mostly, and he would still do the broom. They would still fly across London to Grimmauld Place. where he would get the notice from Moody, which he would read the 12th Grimwald page and he would enter it. And this is where I'm gonna leave for this episode, because I think this is gonna be a really interesting what if topic, and I wanna like go on with it. I think this is gonna be this what if series is gonna be ending in like 3 to 4 parts. Or the fifth part mostly. I'm not gonna like extend it to 7 to 8 parts because that's not normal. But anyways, that's it for this episode, guys.